So we are back live with the if game. Of the annual Veterans Park District Softball Tournament Co-Ed Mush 14-inch division. Moist forced it by winning 10-4. They forced the if game. It's like the 7th game of the Stanley Cup, 7th game of the World Series. Anything can happen. Moist led from start to finish. Well, not really. They got tied, but then they took control. So they're going to turn the boombox down. Again, most tournaments, they don't want that loud music because you can't hear what's going on the field. And as we tell people, not everybody shares your taste in music. So, big ball here by Mike Marola, but Tommy Lentine cruised over. Mike hit it good, but didn't get it toward the gap, and it was a relatively easy play. So that's how this if game starts. Brings up Karen. The only change in the lineups was Eric Nedzilla starting for Brian. And Karen goes up in the air. Tommy Lentine Jr., first 2 putouts. He gets one more. He'll tie a record tied by many of 3 putouts in an inning. And here's Mark Holstein. And Slap and Tickle always takes the ends. And there's a hard ground ball. He beats Stacy. Base hit. 2-out base runner. They'll courtesy run, and here comes Mo. Now Mike very fast. And here's Mo. And she whistles one foul down the left field line. That's actually a good job by the third baseman. She put her glove out. And at the last second, she pulled it back. And it did end up foul. If she'd have touched that in fair territory, it would have been fair. And now there's a high fly ball. And Moist, for the 2nd game in a row, they get the goose egg in the top of the 1st. Again, we are live at the Veterans Park District Annual Softball Tournament here in Bulger Park. And I think this is a big inning for Moist. You just won the if game. Slap and Tickle didn't score. And so you want to put a little doubt in their head after you just beat them 10-4. And these 2 teams played. Slap and Tickle dumped them in the loser's bracket in a close game. So right now is when you want to rent some space in their kitchen. So here's Tommy Lentine Jr. So we're going on 9:47 here. And Lentine stays hot. Just ripped it up the middle. And Lentine hustling all the way turns it into a double. So Tommy Lentine swinging it real good. They had Eric Nedzilla on the right side playing him like a left-handed hitter. And here's Lauren, and Eric is basically almost playing directly behind the bag, which is one of my pet peeves. It creates 2 holes for a hitter. And it really causes a little confusion for the pitcher because he doesn't know what hole to get into. And there's a bullet by Lauren. That time Caputo got his hands up. And here's Jeff Mastari. Didn't really do much in that first game. Jeff a little too good to stay like that. He delivers right on cue. And he stands up with a double as he rifles it down the left field line. And Moist has once again taken an early lead. And that brings up Katie. So that ball was hit pretty good there by Jeff Mastari. He just forgot about anything else other than turn and burn. And he ripped it down the left field line. So momentum favoring Moist right now, coming off a big first championship game win. And Katie, a little ground ball. Marola looks the runner back. Mastari goes after the throw, makes it easy. So the Moist guys felt Christine Eberhardt came off the bag early. It brings up a very dangerous Morris Greco. And Mo puts a lot of pressure on you because he can run. So any kind of bobble on the infield, he's going to beat it out. And there he just tries to cut it over the infield. And you guys, if you follow the stream, you know my take on that. I'm a big believer that with 2 outs in RBI situations, you should be going to your best swing, not just trying to flip or cut. Unless, of course, that's your best swing. But so early 1-0 lead. I guess if you're slapping Tickle, you're ahead of where you were last game when you fell behind 3-0 after 1 inning. And Moist was pretty fired up. A lot of times in the if game, when you have a big win and you're all fired up, you burn through that adrenaline. Sometimes you'll, when that adrenaline dump is over with, you have a couple of innings in the if game where you're not quite all there. And there was a break where everybody got to use the facilities and grab something. Al Rice unloads, but Morris Greco is there, and he makes the catch. And that's a little out of character for Al. He's more of a line drive toward the gap kind of guy. If you hit it that high in the air, Morris Greco is going to go get it. So here's Christine Eberhardt, and there's a little ground ball. And Nicole got a wicked hop, might have caught that a little bit in the jawline. So 2 strikes now. Takes that pitch a little deep. And Nicole, very observant. Jeff Mastari puts it away for out number 2. She noticed that Anthony Stacy, Bo, the short center, was on this side of the diamond. And Anthony was dropping into the wrong hole there. And here's Joey Caputo. Mia on deck. And I think the pressure is really going to start to build on Slap and Tickle the longer they're either behind or they don't put something up. And Caputo back to Stacy. That'll be the 3rd out. And we head to the bottom of the 2nd. Moist leading the if game. So Ashley Lentine going to lead this off, Anthony Stacy, and then Nicole. Late in that game when Moist put the hammer lock on that game, Ashley launched one into left center. drove in the coup de grace, as they say.
Stay out, Ed. A lot of room out there.
That ball doesn't even make it there. Try to get Ashley to bite on something low. And there she popped it up to Shailene in center, and she makes the catch. So it brings up Stacy. So this game certainly early has a slightly different feel than the championship game, first one that is. And I got a feeling the back half of this game is going to be a little crazy. Stacy tries to cut. Karen puts that away. And it brings up Nicole. And if you're Moist, you're up 1-0. Like I said, you really would have liked to have sustained a little more offense early here. And that's a little, that might have hit her in the foot. And Joey Caputo, a nice job. He threw that to first base in what the NFL would say would be a tight window. Right on the money. And they go 3 up, 3 down. So it's going to be Mia, Eric Nidzella, and Nicole coming up for slap and tickle.
Hey, get the first one.
So both teams have been pretty good defensively in these two games. Been a good job, especially by the Moist outfield. And they got 3 guys out there, Mastari, Lentine, and Greco. And they've been chasing a lot of balls down. There's a ground ball to third. Throw on the money for out number 1. So Mia grounds out to start this. It is the top of the third. They haven't switched the inning on the scoreboard.
Ball, look you, baby.
And here's Eric Nidzella. And he tries to sweep one. That's going to be in the dugout. Young lady got her hands up just in time. Said hit that back fence and started sliding down right where she was sitting. So here's Eric. Takes a close pitch for a ball. And there he hits a little topper, and Stacy reached out with one hand and grabbed it. If it got past him, it would have been a base hit. But he caught it and made the play. 2 outs, and here comes Nicole with little Dave on deck.
That's that ball. That's a little flop.
Hey, a little tiny one here.
Little Dave awfully laid back for a guy who's on deck, and Trey can't make the play, and he throws it to Lauren at second.
You're sick. Nicole, you're sick.
So I got to tell you, this Nicole is crafty. She's got good bat control. And she takes a look at the defense, and she's got a plan. So here's little Dave Bradford with Shailene on deck, and he pops it up the elevator shaft. Trey Johnson makes the catch. So we'll head bottom of the third, 1-0. And there he is. Joe Carbs makes an appearance. The best looking guy in softball. First baseman for which team, Carlos? So bottom of the third, been a defensive tussle so far. It's going to be Trey Johnson, Bo, and then the top with Tommy Lentine. And Joey Caputo might be waking up with cold sweats thinking about Tommy Lentine. That was Nicole playing first. Yeah, that was Moist first baseman Nicole. Great gal. So here's Trey.
You still have first established. That's not a
And there's a rocket. He whistles past Caputo, and he'll get into second base with a stand-up leadoff double.
Trey's serious now.
Well, in a double elimination tournament, when you got to win twice, if you're the team that came out of the loser's bracket, and Bo just slaps it on the ground, she's going to try to beat it out. Trey Johnson hesitated, but then he gets over there. Joey had a little more time. He glanced at Trey, but didn't really freeze him. And now with one out, got a base runner on third here. It's Tommy's job to elevate and not hit a line drive here at an infielder. Lauren on deck. So the if game means when the losing team wins, they put it on the bracket as an if game. And the if is the losing team winning. And he pops it up to Shailene, long way. Nadzilla got in the way. And Trey Johnson's going to score 2-0 Moist. So they execute. They pick up another run here. 2 outs. Base is empty now for Lauren. So Shailene's got a pretty good arm, but I think Eric was in the way. She really couldn't set up the throw. And as a result, the throw ended up the line. As she really couldn't step and throw there. And again, normally you want your center fielder taking charge there, calling Eric off. And there's another hard hit ball by Lauren, this time though right at the shortstop. But they do push a run across. They win the inning, as they say, 2-0. So we head to the top of the fourth. Hasn't been a lot of offense in this game, but nothing's been decided. Should be Shailene in the top with Mike Marola and then Karen. And like I said, the longer we go,
Bottom top. Give me less.
if you are slap and tickle, you start wondering where your offense went. Shailene putting her batting gloves on.
You betting on? Well, you betting on? Bad idea.
And here's Shailene. And that ball is short.
Well, the good part is Pusha Kelly ain't up here today.
And she hits it right back at Anthony, and that'll be the first out of the inning.
Me and him were making fun of Joe yesterday. Popped out to the fucking wall. Should have been the pitcher.
So back to the top here, Mike Marola. Shailene's just going to kind of hang out and coach third. She looked around, there was nobody over here.
Flies out to the short center. There was 2 outfielders.
Sometimes you look for little clues as to how plugged in a team is, and when they stop sending coaches out. And that ball is going to be foul. You can tell Mike knew it was going to blow foul from the get-go. Didn't even drop his bat. Batter's usually the best indicator if a ball is fair or foul, even sometimes better than the umpire. It's uncanny how these guys can see that. And there's a ground ball to Trey Johnson, snaps over a strike, and a nice job by Nicole. And she's been in the habit of just firing the ball back at Stacy.
Come on, kid.
Yo, I forgot if you're throwing anything above the
Get back in here,
Well, you'd have to ask somebody at the Veterans Park District. I think they'd like the co-ed, Nico, because it's becoming more and more popular.
right there.
And we'd like to do more 16-inch, but I can't get a woman who plays 16-inch and understands the culture and the game enough to come in and volunteer and take it over. And there's a base hit by Karen as she dumps it into short right center. By the way, Nico, congratulations today on the win.
Go get it, Jeff. 2 outs, you're good. 2 hits to score.
His underage was all business up in Hamlin.
Right there.
So here's Mark Holstein now.
No pop left in that, man.
Ball stealing up the middle.
Yeah, this is St. Charles.
So 2 outs. Holstein mishits it. And that's the advantage of being a big slugger. He just kind of looked like he got it off the trademark a little bit. But he flared it into center field, and now you got a little something brewing. As Mo comes up, and if you're a Moist fan, you'd like to get Mo out and not see Al Rice up here because he can airmail a big fly at any time.
Come on, Ian.
Walker to Al Rice.
And there's a line drive, and Trey Johnson, he got his hands crossed up there instead of reaching out with them. He had his hands in kind of the way you'll see a guy make a basket catch. He didn't have his left hand on top. He had it below, and he got handcuffed. And now big trouble of brewing at 2-1. They're so deep on any kind of a hit. Mike Marola's going to score.
Watch your line, Mo.
And anything hit into the alley might score Mo from first. And we may have a new leader. And Al goes deep to the gap. No one's going to... Tommy Lentine laid out in left center. That ball looked like it was through there in a very spectacular catch. He just dove and caught it. That might be a game saver. If he misses that, it's a 3-run bomb, and he robs Al Rice. What a play. He had me fooled. Still 2-1. Halfway through. That's about as good a catch as you're ever going to see. I know it's a 14 mush, but when you lay out, that ain't easy, folks. Al Rice, an absolute rocket. Robbed by Tommy Lentine. If I had to name an MVP right now, it might be Tommy. He's doing everything. I wish he was making hot dogs and selling popcorn because I'm starving.
Wait, why are we talking about a young Joey Carp? Joey Carp's now catching that. You would have taken off before the pitch.
Pick Trey up.
So here's Jeff Mastari. And Jeff goes to the gap. No one's going to get that ball. He'll get to 3 easily. Good throw by Shailene to make it closer than you would expect. She hit Marola with a strike. And Mastari leads off with a booming triple into left center field. And it brings up Katie. You got Morris Greco on deck. I think this is a situation where you might tell Katie, just go for a hit. She drives the run in. And good execution there. And they regain their 2-run lead. Brings up Morris Greco with Ashley on deck. So Jeff Mastari coming to life here in the if game. And he hits a soft fly ball long where Shailene stumbled, couldn't get there. And Morris Greco is going to shut it down. So a 1-out double by Morris.
Listen, I always
He's kind of changed his approach to the game a little bit. Mark was always a high average guy, even when he was hitting bombs. As he's gotten older, he's kind of shifted his approach. As Mark is a heavy workout guy, and sometimes you lose that hip action. But he still hits the ball extraordinarily hard. He just doesn't necessarily always elevate it. So here's Ashley Lentine with 1 out. And it's always interesting because Ashley is one of the women players that most teams play a lot deeper than most.
No, I was saying they should have walked her to get to Al. That's flat!
And there she flips it. Al Rice is there, no advancement. And Anthony Stacy, a chance to help his cause out here. Base hit's going to score Morris. If you're slapping Tickle, you don't even want to throw the ball home. There's no point to it. With 2 outs, he'll be flying. And Stacy hammers in. It goes off Netzilla. And Stacy, that ball died in no man's land. He ends up on second.
He got there so fast.
Mike Marola caught the ball and tagged him, almost tagged Anthony in a sensitive area. So that'll bring up Nicole. Moist opening up their biggest lead of the ball game here. 3. And Nicole takes that pitch. Tommy Lentine, of course, good speed. And Nicole, a little roller. Joey Caputo right where he should be. And they get out of the inning. But in the inning, they push a couple across. They go up 4-1 as we head to the top of the 5th. So Moist got a little emotional kick after the spectacular catch by Tommy Lentine Jr. Push a couple across here. They're trying to complete a double dip here. It's going to be Christine Eberhardt, Joey Caputo, and Mia. Anybody gets on, it'll be Eric Netzella. And Christine tries to go big, but Mastari is there for the catch. Very possible, Sean. Very possible. So here's Joey Caputo. And Joey flares one over here. Again, we're in the bottom of the 5th. Championship if game. The annual Veterans Park District softball tournament. Live from Melrose Park, Illinois. And Joey tries to go deep, but Morris is there, and he puts it away. Second time he's tried to beat Morris over the top. And Morris was up to the task. Brings up Mia. Anthony jumps up. And there's a little slow roller. Trey waited back on it a lot of time, and he makes the play. So we're going to head to the bottom of the sixth, or fifth, excuse me. Moist leading 4-1, 6 defensive outs away from winning. And we'll take another quick drink of water here, and I'll be right back, folks.
Dying a little bit.
So it'll be Trey Bow in the top, Tommy Lentine.
Come on, Nines, let's go.
Help yourself here.
Trey tries to go the other way, and that's out of play. Young kid jumps on it, runs it back to the field, fires it into Karen. Young girl, I think. So Trey Johnson trying to get on here to lead off the inning, doubled his last time up. And there he just pounds it. Trey takes the turn. He looked at it. Shailene, a one-hop strike. She's deterred a few base runners. And here comes Bo. Let's see if she just tries to push something on the ground to get Trey into scoring position for Tommy Lentine.
Watch it.
Takes that pitch. Oh, called it a strike. Bo didn't care for that. So here's the reset. She hits a soft pop-up. Caught by Little Dave, and it'll bring up Tommy Lentine with Lauren on deck.
I like the heated one with my I do all hockey.
Tommy Lentine, a little flare, that's going to drop. Trey Johnson running, double for Lentine. Second and third now, only one out.
Hey, that boy.
And it brings up Lauren. Now Lawrence hits a few line drives through the infield. I think you got to be aware of that as a base runner. With Jeff Mastari on deck. And Lauren, great play by Mo. She steals a hit. And it brings up Jeff Mastari. And again, you can't walk Jeff. It'd force a run in. Even though the bag is open, because the hitter behind him would get the automatic walk. And Lauren is just laying ropes out. Last two at bats, she didn't get no love. So here's Jeff Mastari now. Yeah, I just been turning the microphone to the top of my hat. So I assume you're not hearing me gulp water. So here's Mastari, a vicious shot, but took a good hop for Marola. So after having second and third with one out, Moist doesn't score. We head to the top of the sixth, though 4-1. So we'll see if Slap and Tickle gets a little juice out of that. So good defensive stand. Moist has been executing beautifully in these two games, but in that inning, they did not. The big hitter there was when Bo popped up. She didn't move the runners there, and cost them at least a run. It happens, but so it's Eric Nedzilla, Nicole, and then Little Dave, and Eric hits it foul down the right field line.
I think we all just want to see him run the base.
So we'll reset. And in these innings, when you have a guy leading off, is really when you want to hopefully take advantage of that. And Eric tries to go deep. Tommy Lentine runs that down too. So Tommy Lentine been all over the place in center field. Got a great jump, tracked it all the way, made the catch. And here comes Nicole. And Nicole has kind of been a thorn in the side. She's been finding her way on base.
That's more of a falling catch.
And they're going to try to squeeze her a little bit. And there she hits one.
I know it doesn't make that play.
Oh, Gio's got it.
So Gio stopped it with the left foot, showing you my young soccer day. No, I never played soccer. That's a lie. And there she tries to just pooch it. Trey Johnson. Trey really waited on that, but he poured it over right on the money for out number 2. And Richie Battistoni is going to take a swing here for Little Dave. Shailene on deck.
I'm 7 guys. I'm coaching
And ideally, and there's a ground ball. Trey Johnson on the run, little flip. And we're going to head to the bottom of the 6th. Moist nursing a 3-run lead here. And I think if you're Moist, it'll be Shailene in the top. In the top of the 7th. I think if you're Moist here, you got to do whatever you can. And you got to try to do everything you can here to maybe get yourself a little insurance. And when you do that, it also continues that trend of negative thoughts for the other team. So it's going to be Katie, Morris, and Ashley, scheduled hitters. And there's a little ground ball to third. Karen, long throw on the money for out number 1. So here's Morris. And Mo will probably be thinking double out of the box.
That was the one thing my mom told me. She goes, just wait until you always make fun of me waking up going, this is what you're doing. This is a real MVP.
And he takes strike 1. Tell you, both pitchers doing a good job tonight in this if game. Mo takes that way short.
Popcorn made more outs than people, which Popcorn had 4 outs. He made 1 out.
And there he slices it toward right, but it comes back to Al Rice. And Al makes the catch. And now he's stretching out a little bit. Kind of hit the ground funny. May have jammed his lower back a little bit. So 2 up, 2 down for Ashley Lentine. If she keeps the inning alive, Anthony Stacy will come up. Moist 3 defensive outs away from completing the double dip here.
Got too much ball.
And Ashley takes a ball there. And she takes strike 3 called. It just crawled over the point. She got fooled on that. She thought it was going to hit the plate. So do or die, top of the 7th here for Slap and Tickle. As this Moist team defensively has just smothered them. And the big reason is the kid jogging out to center, Tommy Lentine Jr. So leading off, it's going to be Shailene and then the top.
First one's a big one.
Hey, first one's you guys. Let's go, boys.
Again, we're going on 10:24. Thank God they got 24-hour drive-thrus. I have vision of fast food dancing through my mind. So Shailene comes up. Again, you're only down 3. You need a couple of base runners to be dangerous. And she hits it to the air. Tommy Lentine squeezes it. And that'll be out number 1. So they get the important first out. It brings up Mike Marola with Karen on deck. Then if the game is still going on, Mark Holstein.
Keep them off of 2, guys.
So Moist came out and there's a hard cut base hit. So Mike Marola, that's the first base runner they needed. Only one out here. Brings up Karen.
Come on, hey, show me how.
Give me a twist.
Show me how. Hey.
Take the outs. Here we go.
And Anthony jumps up right ahead. And there's a little ground ball to Trey Johnson. He flips the ball, the throw, can't dig it out. Nice play by Trey Johnson. Bo had a little more time. She kind of threw it in the dirt, and Nicole, normally rock solid, just couldn't dig it out. So here's Holstein, even a bomb here doesn't tie the game. 2 outs. And Holstein goes up, this should do it. Tommy Lentine squeezes it, and Moist comes back and wins a pair. And they win the annual Veterans Park Co-Ed Mushball Division Championship. So Slap and Tickle had won this 3 or 4 years in a row, so we've seen a lot of multiple defending champions not be able to repeat. They'll be bringing the trophies out, and we'll take some pictures. And I would say Tommy Lentine Jr., the MVP. They don't give one out here, but we like to always ask coaches. I never got one from Moist yesterday. So they'll take.
I told you.
So Trey having a little fun with one of the umpires. So great job here by Slap and Tickle. Just didn't have enough in these 2 championship games. So again, we'll get pictures up for you a little bit later as they're going to get ready to give the second place trophy.
I'm about to see the game. I'm not even talking to nobody else.
So Slap and Tickle, they give some big trophies. They're impressive, but where do you put them? Just kidding. SSA's been known to give some bigger trophies out too. So here's the successful and very happy Moist group here.
Hold on, I told you.
Yo, I told you, baby.
Wait. Stay there. Come back. Go ahead, man.
You guys, when you guys are talking,
Oh my God, Billy.
So the Park District always gives the winning team a couple of free beers. And when you double dip, they always taste a little better. So we'll ask Gia who her unofficial MVP is as soon as they take these last few pictures. So we'll find out. So Gia, who's your unofficial MVP?
Tommy
I knew it.
Lentine.
All right.
Tommy
you
Lentine.
guys, he's not
So-
a bench guy anymore, right? He's got actually started rotation.
Yeah.
Good.
So Tommy, you've been named the unofficial MVP, man. How do you feel?
Very good, very good. Team effort, though. Team effort. Everybody contributed. That's all that matters.
So how did you feel when you made that diving catch?
Can't believe. Unbelievable. I stuck my hands out, to be honest with you, and it stuck. All luck. That was all luck. Yeah.
That saved the game. Why don't you come over here? We'll take a quick picture. Co-MVP.
The girl MVP as well.
So actually try MVPs after I fixed her swing, but
It's all because of Gio. Gio fixed my swing for my first game, and then I was hitting the bleep out of the ball. You know, kid friendly. But way to kill it, Moist. I'm very proud. It's a great team, great family environment that we have. I love them all so much. We did it.
there you go. Let's take a picture here. Happy couple as they win a championship together.
By the way,
It's not an MVP trophy, but it'll do. Let me slide over here.
Right there.
So that's going to wrap it up. You heard from the co-MVPs, Tommy and Lauren. And Tommy was spectacular. He laid out on a ball that Al Rice hit, and that was a game saver in the sixth. And they hold on to win 4-1. So we hope you enjoyed the coverage. We'll get some pictures up a little bit later. And Gio's got to go eat. Thanks for tuning in. Be safe wherever you are. And plenty of softball still this